think we're gonna find it?
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna find it.
Do you think we're going to find it? Because I don't think so. Oh, we're definitely going to find it.
Is that one over there?
I don't think so. Let's go that way.
A path.
I told y'all we were gonna find it, right? I mean, Cade spotted the path. The pathway was already there for us, and here we are at the church. Finally, we made it. So, we were looking for a path. We were in the woods and we were looking for a path. And what's important about that is that if there wasn't already a path there, would we have found a path? We would not, right? That's an obvious statement. Well, that is kind of like John the Baptist. Have you guys ever heard of John the Baptist? Well, you've never heard of John the Baptist, but you've heard of being baptized. So, John the Baptist, he was born around the same time as Jesus. And when he was born, his dad knew he's going to be very special. This is God's promise to Abraham. Like, he knew this was going to be a big deal, this baby was. Now, John was a big deal. He was a really big deal. You see, John was sent here to prepare the way for Jesus. He was coming to make a path ahead of Jesus. So he came before Jesus, like going to the people. His job was to go prepare people for Jesus. Kind of a big deal, right? Yeah, it's a big job. So now, as John grew up, he didn't look just like any old guy around. He was kind of different. He wore clothes that were like really itchy and scratchy, made out of camel hair. And he also had a really long, scraggly beard. He wasn't very kept. But probably the strangest part of it all was he ate locusts, the bugs. He ate the little bugs. But he did dip them in honey, and I'm guessing that was probably because, they probably tasted bad. So he had to use the honey to cover up the taste and stuff. Ugh. So, again, his job was to prepare the way for people. That's what he did. And he would go to these people and he would say, you guys, God, quit turning away from God. God loves you. Stop doing these bad things. Stop all the sinning. Because remember, sinning that's the bad things that we do. And he would tell them this, like, stop turning away from God. And he wanted them to know that he was coming before somebody. So he's coming before Jesus. There was a rescuer coming. So that's what he did. Well, people started to be kind of sad about all of this sinning that they were doing. So remember the bad things that they were doing. And they wanted to start new. They told John, like, we're really sorry for these bad things. And we want to follow God. That's the first thing they said. And we want to start new. So they wanted to follow God. That's the first part. And then starting new. So what did John do? He baptized them. And remember now, he'd been telling them that there was somebody coming, right? There was a rescuer coming. And one day he was out there and he's like, that's him. Kind of like when Cade saw Pat. But I mean, he kind of probably acted a little more crazy because this is like, I've been telling you forever. Here he is. He's coming. He was so excited. He saw Jesus. Jesus was walking. And do you know that Jesus walked up to John the Baptist and said, will you baptize me too? Jesus, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. This was the King of every, not just the King, who ruled in the government, but this was the King of Kings. He wanted John the Baptist to baptize him. Well, John, even though he was like, you want me? Who am I to do this? But Jesus said, my dad sent you. So it was a big deal. He knew. And John the Baptist baptized Jesus. So Jesus himself was baptized. That's kind of a big deal, right? He set a really good example for us, and even in baptism, he set that example too. And when he was baptized, the heavens opened up and light shone down, and people could see like gold sparkly stuff kind of on. He kind of was like shimmered a little bit in gold. And a dove, a white dove, flew down and it rested on Jesus' shoulder. And they heard God say in a very clear voice, "This is my son who I love and whom I am pleased with." God said that, and all those people heard him. And those people had decided they were going to follow God, and because they wanted to start new. So they would follow God and they wanted to start new. And that is the story of John the Baptist. So the main point that I really want you guys, all of you, to take away from this story is that the path has already been cleared for us to have a relationship with God. That path is cleared for us to have a relationship with God. So remember, John the Baptist, he cleared the path for Jesus, and Jesus cleared the path for us to have a relationship with God. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.